Going down just a little bit right
get to
there.
there.
Perfect.
Cool.
How about now?
All right,
you hear
very
him?
good. Yes, I can. Absolutely.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
There you go.
All right, let's get this out of the way. Edge 3, Athlete Intelligence, AI. I know there's a press conference, something going on for you guys with all this. What is this?
Edge3.ai is an athlete platform as well as coaches platform to help them make more informed decisions about which college to attend, which players to recruit.
Woo.
So it's about finding the ideal fit. If I'm an athlete, what questions do I ask the recruiter? Who's in that position room where I'm seeking to play? So we're aggregating a whole host of data for the athlete, the coaches, family members to sift through to help them find the ideal fit. Also, the coaches, how do we mitigate risk in today's landscape with NIL and all the money that's being bantied about? How do we know which guy to go out and recruit? Because it's mirroring the NFL now in free agency.
Absolutely.
With the transfer portal.
Yeah. Yes.
You got multiple recruiting days.
Yes.
So how, as an athletic department, do I justify going and get a guy if I don't have all the information to make that informed decision? So that's what we're doing, aggregating tons of data under one umbrella, and we're utilizing IBM Watson X technology to power that engine. Watson X has done this for business for over 100 years, and their generative AI currently is creating content and also helping business transform and sift through data points. And it's the same in sports.
Is it? We talk about it all the time. Is it better or worse for the athlete now? The whole situation.
I think today's landscape is better. Now, we had NIL when I played. It was just under the table.
All right, we're being honest now.
There we go.
So
welcome to the show.
We were trying to stay.
This is the truth.
We
The nickname for the show is the truth.
Yes.
If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything.
That's right.
And I
Put
can't,
that on a T-shirt.
I can't
too, boy.
remember
That's my line.
anything anyway. So it's been here. We just had to stay a couple steps ahead of the law.
Yeah.
But I think it's much better now, and I'm a big proponent of these guys benefiting from their name, image, and likeness.
Amen.
Now, not having to defer. So I think it's the shifting landscape has disrupted the market, but we've seen that across the board in different categories in business, now in sports. So that's why Edge3.ai and our partnership with IBM Watson X is so needed. Because, once again, there's a ton of data and a ton of information that's sitting out there, and yet people don't know how to find it.
Right.
Coaches don't have time to sift through all that stuff.
Right.
So we can give them a one-stop spot to go and get that information they need to make that decision on whether or not this player is going to work in our locker room, in our culture. That's a win-win for them. That's a win-win for that athlete.
Along the same lines, we are seeing college head coaches leaving the game to go to the NFL because they don't want to deal with the NIL.
Or get out of the game.
Or get out.
Retire.
Get out. Nick Saban, obviously.
Well,
just say,
listen,
what's going on?
It's a new landscape. Everyone's trying to wrap their arms around. How do we navigate these waters? The players are, the coaches are, and if you're not committed, you should get out. And we just saw Jeff Hafley, head coach at BC recently, take his ball and go to the pros to be a coordinator.
Yeah.
Because there's more uniformity in the NFL. Their rules, their guidelines, their guardrails. That's what they don't have at the collegiate level. You don't have that uniformity. You don't have that equanimity. And I know equity is a hot word these days.
Yes,
but you need that for the game to be sustainable. So I think that's one reason you've seen the Big Ten and the SEC recently form an alliance.
Yep.
Because they got to fix this. College football is not going anywhere. Now, it can be as crazy as it has been over these last few seasons, or we can join together and come to an agreement on how we move forward. That's going to be the key. And Edge3.ai, IBM Watson X is going to help shape the way forward.
Love it.
I'm concerned as a guy who covered the SEC, who covered the Big 12, covered the Big 10. I'm concerned about the fact that football drives everything. I get it. but is it driving everything off a cliff? Like, are we on board here in college baseball, college basketball, college softball? It's all like being dragged, and we're not seeing the wall that we're going to hit soon.
Well, it's interesting you make that comment because I recall at the onset of all the concussion talk, there were books written. I was moving recently, and I saw one of the books that I had gotten when I was doing national talk radio, and it was about the concussion suits are going to kill college football.
Yeah.
The death of college football, something to that sort. It didn't happen. The game's more popular than ever. We just adjusted.
Right.
And that's what's going to occur here. You're going to have to make adjustments, and hopefully our tool, there may be other tools that come about, other resources that assist these coaches, assist these players in making those decisions and allow them to have a better understanding and idea how to move forward. How do we recruit better, more efficiently? How do we streamline the process?
Can this help the bowl game situation? Because, I mean, the bowl game situation is a mess right now. Like, we're going to have a great playoff.
You're asking too much now. Too much, man. Can we just help the athlete and the coaches? Then we'll worry about the bowl game. I'm with you, though. I think there are way too many, but there's a reason because apparently they're effective. If they weren't, these companies would have these huge outlays of cash to host a bowl game.
Right.
I'm curious, when we look at next year in a college football landscape without Nick Saban, what's that going to look like?
It's going to definitely be different. And I would suggest Nick Saban becomes the college football czar.
Amen.
I believe he could bring all parties together.
Wow.
The conventional wisdom is Greg Sankey, the SEC commissioner.
Yeah.
I would vote for for Nick Saban. I doubt he would do it. But I think he should be the first college football czar, commissioner, whatever you want to call it. But I think he could bring all parties together and they could agree on how do we fix this thing, how do we erect guardrails, and how do we save. And I don't believe it needs to be saved, but how do we make our product better than it has been over the last couple of years?
Love it. Look at that camera. Tell everybody where they can go and find
everybody. Go to edge3.ai. Find out more about the platform we're developing along with IBM Watson X. It is fabulous what we're going to make available to athletes and coaches to go a long way with saving our game, college football.
Who wins Sunday?
Chiefs, 38-31.
Over. Way over.
What's it right now?
47.5.
Really?
That's all. Yeah.
I mean, the Chiefs didn't do anything that second half, huh?
They never do anything in the second half. That's the thing.
They never score.
If they can run that rock like Detroit did, like you know what would have helped Detroit? Edge3.ai and IBM Watson X. Because Watson X Analytics would have said, what are you, stupid?
What are you doing?
You take those 3 points.
Right.
Ravens,
What's wrong with you?
Ravens,
take all the points you can get when you're on the road, man.
Brian Jones, thank you for being here.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.
So much.
Thank you. Hold on one second. You're wired in.
Pull
that head off your ears backwards.
So
there you go.
on.
Just drop
it.
You're
Thank
good.
you so much.